Okay, we're in the small shop here now, and we're going to work on the generator. There's some other projects here that these are 3-decade-old projects, but whatever. Pulse motor. Okay, so this is the generator. Requires premix fuel. Let's take a look right away what we see here. Rusted to crap petcock, right? Oh my god, is that rusted to crap? But maybe it still works. Who knows? 2 horsepower. I don't even have to ask where this is made. So we're gonna dig in. It's likely carburation. So I'm not even gonna show it firing up, right? Because Buddy said it fired up. So I'm just gonna dig right into the carburetor, which is here. Here's the choke, so it's conveniently placed all behind crap, right? So we're gonna take some stuff off. Looks like gas tank has to be lifted up a bit. I might put a fuel filter in line with it. I'm not sure. We'll take a look and see what kind of fuel, how the fuel looks. Anyways, let's take a look. Oh, it has a strainer, so you can see that it's actually captured some bits, right? So maybe the fuel is nice and clean. So maybe it's just gummed up carburation. So yeah, that's where we're at now. The specs on this thing. Okay, let's see. Well, it goes up to 2 horsepower, and if you ask me, 2 horsepower is the motor, right? I don't think the output of the generator is going to be too. Oh, here, continuous AC output 800 watts. So basically, you have approximately 1 horsepower continuous output on the electrical side, but the motor is 2 horsepower, right? Okay, so we'll just remove this cover where we think the carburetor is going to be under. All right. Yeah, of course it's gonna give us a little bit of grief. Okay, I want to show you the cheapness. Okay, we take off this cover and we just throw it into the bin. Throw it in the bin. Okay, so air comes in. They expect air to come in through those little holes they had in the front cover. Then it's gonna migrate. It's being sucked in from this side, right? This is the carburetor intake, so it's being sucked in. So air is gonna migrate through this filter. Right, so like there's no seal around this, right? They just have the cover placed on top of that. So look at this. Look at that grit and sand just being sucked in. Like, come on, guys. Like, wake up. Make something a little bit, you know, you make a whole unit. You make something that works. The detail. This is the important thing, is the detail. Like, forget about everything else. Forget about your motor, forget about your generator, forget about everything. The little detail, that's what makes things good, right? It's the detail. Okay, so we just take off the, there's the two nuts there. Just getting into the, a little bit into the wine. So something's holding it, the wire. So the wire to this, it looks like it's taut here, so Jesus, the on and off switch. So this, we'll have to disconnect it from behind, but this is loose and the carburetor is right. Jesus, the carburetor is right there. Okay, so here's the nitty gritty. Look at that. It's almost as if they use this on the farm, which I think they do. So that's okay. So here's the carburetor. Fuel. I'm gonna pinch off this hose. Actually, fuel off. I can turn it off the petcock. There you go. Fuel off. Yeah. Let's see what I can do here. We'll take off the fuel line. Let's see what. Oh, this carburetor has. Looks like it has some adjustment, eh? Some adjustment there. And there's the regulator. So. Carburetor should come out. These bolts, I think, held it in. Could be wrong. It looks like it has reed valves, which are there. Right? Reed valves are in there. Right? They're bolted on separately. And this carburetor I'm thinking these are bolted. It's these studs generally hold the carburetor on. Okay, so we'll just disconnect the fuel line and pull out the carb, because this is a carb clean. This is definitely a carb clean job. By the way, why we are here in this shop is because I couldn't the smell of fuel in my garage, but other people do. So the other shop is in somebody else's garage, right? And not my garage, it's somebody else's garage, so whatever. Fuel, who cares? It's a garage, it smells of fuel. Okay, carburetor's a little bit stiff to get off, so we're just going to use a little bit of a pry bar, right? And going to gently pry it off. And there you go. Of course, but what are you going to do, right? And now, the linkage, of course, you got to take off the linkage, which you think they would make the linkage come off. Whatever, I'll figure it out. So carburetor has to come off. We're going to make a new gasket for this. Oh, maybe, oh, the gasket's not bad. It's just ripped right over here around the outer edge. So we'll see. We'll see. This carburetor, by the way, for generator, carburetor has to be good. Don't screw around with carburetor, right? Carburation for a generator has to maintain a certain RPM. So yeah, they have a flywheel. They should have a flywheel to help maintain the RPMs as well. But carburation has to be good. So there's going to be adjustments for carburetor. I see adjustment here already, which some carburetors, a la cheap, don't even come with that anymore. So what else do we have? Oh, and there's also another. I've never seen something like that in my life. I have no clue what that is. So looks like some kind of a jet or whatever, but it actually looks like it's sucking in air, but whatever. So weird. But we're going to take a closer look at that. Okay, so we're getting into a little bit of an issue because you can't pull out this freaking carburetor because of the linkage, right? So I don't want to screw around with the regulator. The regulator is set for, I guess, 60 hertz, right? It has to be a certain RPM. And really, I don't want to screw around with that. So you see here the studs of holding the carburetor in place. They screw onto the engine straight through the reed block here. And I'm going to just try to unscrew the studs. So if I can take out the studs, then I can get this carburetor off, because right now it doesn't want to come off. Okay, so we're just going to use vice grip, right? Legit vice grip. Not made in China. Made in the United States of America, by the way. And yeah, don't screw around with some tools. When you got to grab something, you got to grab something. So I just loosened them with the vice grip there. And now they could even come out by hand. Yeah, I'm just going to unscrew that and drop the carburetor and unhook it from the linkage. Okay, so we loosened the studs, removed the studs. All right, just throw the studs into the bin. Okay, we know what studs are for, right? Now this guy here will just unhook it from the linkage. There is a spring that holds onto it. You don't know really what the spring is for. I think it's to hold tension onto the linkage so that, you know, there's play in the link. Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, so there's play in the linkage, right? The linkage has play, so the spring holds the linkage tight to the linkage so that there's absolutely no play. And again, this is a generator. We don't want it to start hunting, so we want to make sure the linkages have no play. So they put the spring in there. It eats up the play by constantly putting tension into the system. Okay, once I got the carburetor out into my hands, I got the nitty gritties. I set down some towels onto the shop bench here, and I'm going to put the carburetor on there, and we're going to dig in. Okay, carburetor is here. I'm just going to crack into the bowl area first. This is that thing. I've never seen this before. Look at that right there. It looks like it looks like a jet. So it's so weird, right? Yeah, obviously I don't know if I'm showing you that, but a jet. I've never seen a jet. So maybe this is letting air in right there from on top of the carburetor. I've never seen that before in my life. I've looked at hundreds of carburetors. I've never seen that. That's so weird. But okay, it's there. And this is your throttle stop, right? So there's a lot of stuff here on the carburetor that I don't want to change the geometry of the carburetor, the settings. So I'm gonna have to count the number of turns, like, to take that out, so that when I put it back in, for instance, this screw I have to remove in order to get in this one here where I think it's air inlet, right? It's like a, you can see it's air inlet, but whatever. Just to clean it out. So when I take this screw out, I'm gonna count the number of turns. So when I put it in, I'm gonna count the number of turns to put it in. Also stuff like this, right? I will count the number of turns just so I can go to the set point, right, where it was. And this again is controlling your, maybe your pilot, this is the pilot screw, I'm not sure, right? This one here likely is, right, your idle pilot screw. And this is weird. This is likely a drain for the carburetor. I don't know why they put a spring on it, but they did. So just weird. Again, I think that one, I'm not going to count the turns on that one. That one's just solid. Just a solid, oh Jesus. Okay, we're just going to undo the bolt here that holds the bowl, float bowl. So there's this nice seal there. We'll throw everything on the bench this time. Oh, let's take a look. Nitty gritty. There it is. Dirt. Grime. Varnish. Varnish, as my dad would say. It's varnish. Okay, so we got to clean out this carburetor. We'll take out the float as well. Oh, wow. You know what? As you can see, there's all kinds of oh wow, what's going on here? What's going on here? Okay, so we want to take out this float bolt. Oh, the needle doesn't want to come up. The needle doesn't want to come up. But look at this. Look at this here. They got something, right? They got a little bit of a jet here. Right, for fuel. They got all nitty gritties, but they got, you know, a little jet here. So you can see that this carburetor is like a good carburetor. Like they really dialed it in. Like it's not like just some kind of made in China carburetor, but although this is made in China, but it's like likely engineered elsewhere. Or if it's engineered in China, they engineered it well, right? Yeah. So we're gonna gently pry up the needle and seat, the needle actually, because it's jammed in there. It's absolutely jammed in there, so it doesn't want to come up. It's glued in with the grime. I've never obvious. This is for real, legit. I've never ever seen that. And I've seen some gummed up carburetors, but I've never seen where the needle is like holding everything down. Never in my life. Okay, never in my life have I ever had to use a pair of needle nose pliers to pull up the needle from the needle and seat. So it's like really glued in there. So Pete, come on man, don't do this to me. Okay, here it is. And there's some grime there. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see here. Focus, focus. Focus, focus. There's grime all around there, but we're throwing that, you know, there. We're going to clean it up. Okay, so there's all grime inside there. The seat. We're going to start to dig in. Dig in real good. Let me tell you. So what are we going to do here? We're going to take off the, there's the main jet here. Oh, actually, we're not going to take that out because there's no screw there. So we'll take out this jet. What else jet will we take out? We'll take out the other jet. We'll count out the number of turns. Or that other jet that I showed you there, that weird jet. This jet. This external jet here. Take that jet out. We'll blast it all out with WD-40 and air pressure. We'll squirt air pressure and WD-40 down these These are pickups, right, from the this is air inlet side, so this is most likely from your there's two, right? There's two kind of pilot jet kind of air in, right? Or yeah, air in there. And okay, so this is that weird screw, right? So we're gonna take that out and see. Oh, so it is air in. Wow. So it's grabbing air from right on top of the carburetor. I've never seen that before in my life. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me just make sure that's air in. There is a let's see. It looks like to be a hole. Yep. So there's air in. There you go. There you have it. Never seen it before in my life, but air in from the top of the carburetor, just like that. Right. So just grabbing air, sucking it in right from there. Usually it sucks in air from the intake side, right? It'll be one of these guys. This one, this or that one there. But this one sucks air right in from there. It might mix it in with gasoline as well, but it is a jet of some kind. And yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, you know what? I'm not 100% sure there's air in there. So it might just be a jet to control the air or the fuel. I'm not 100% sure because I don't see a clear hole through there. So when we clean it up, we'll know. So here are the settings, right? So the throttle stop actually turns in. I'm going to turn it in 6 turns, right? That was the throttle stop, and this is the pilot jet. It's 3 turns out, right? So, and this is the weird one. Just seat it down. Oh, so, and here's the needle and seat, and it is you can just see it was just gummed up, and it was really just nasty. But we're gonna clean this up good. All right, so we can't it doesn't look like we can take out that jet there. Oh, there's one right here. We talked about it, so let's take that guy out too, the side one. Okay, we'll clean that one out too. And this thing just smells of varnish, just bad gas. It just reeks. So there is a seal there. I'm gonna try and leave the seal there, leave it in place. I'll use carb cleaner, but we don't want to get carb cleaner on that seal, right? We'll use a lot of WD-40 and air pressure first, and then maybe a little bit of blast of carb cleaner. Let's get to it. Okay, so we're just we started off with the bowl. We're just cleaning it out. We're using a combination of, well, I want to say WD-40, but I didn't squirt the WD-40 in there yet. But and air pressure, right? So we're just, and oh, what they always tell you never to use, a piece of wire brush. So listen, beauty. You get that piece of wire brush, you go poke it in all little holes that you can. Get all the little grit out. Don't worry about damaging the carburetor for that, okay? As long as you don't break off a piece of the brush inside there. Okay, fix that carburetor. WD-40. I did say it was carb cleaner, but it's brake cleans. And yeah, sure, a little bit of Coca-Cola. But you drink the Coca-Cola. Don't drink these guys. Fix that carburetor. Okay, so we poked the needle, this the wire, through this one here, the side jet. Okay, so I don't know if you'll see that on camera, but there's a nice hole through there. There you go. You can see the blue. You can see the hole through there. Before you could not. This one here, this weird one, where I have to seat it down, there doesn't seem to be a hole straight through. Okay, so it's just basically metering either air or fuel, but you just seat it down. Okay, so it just looked like that it would accept air through there, right? But it doesn't. So anyways, I guess it's just I guess they started to make it like that. That looks like you know, a hole would be down there, but it's not. The other ones, these ones here look good, right? The pilot screw, and this one here, the throttle stop, I don't really need to clean that. We did clean the needle, right? There it is there. We blew air pressure through and a little bit of carburetor cleaner here and there through all these orifices and stuff. All right, so it's pretty clean. And of course, don't even joke around. WD-40. WD-40 is your friend. All right, don't forget that. And now let's assemble everything together. All right, so we're just gonna put everything back together, but I'm not gonna really show it. Okay, so I put the weird one in. The weird one, right? There it is there. The weird one. There it is. Now I'm going to put the throttle stop, and I have to turn it in 6 times. I know I said I'm not going to show this, but so I'm just going to start the thread and then turn it in 6 times. So there you go. Wait. There, it started. So now 6 turns in. So I'm just going to return it to base level, right? And I'm going to do that with the other one, the pilot. Right, the pilot. Oh, here, 3 turns out. So this one here, pilot. Okay, so I'm gonna have to screw it all the way down and it'll go 3 turns out for that one. But this one is 6 turns in, so I'll do that. Okay, I'm just gonna show you the pilot jet, me doing it. Right, it's no rocket science, right? So you just lightly seat it. So lightly seat it there. So now 6 turns. Oh, did I say? Sorry, 3 turns out. So a half a turn, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. That's it. 3 turns out. And this one I already did 6 turns in. That's the throttle stop. So I know I called this a side jet, but I believe this is the main jet, right? It's just that they take it from the side. So this is the main jet. So this is the limiting factor when you're full throttle. We're just going to screw that in, right? That just bears down. We don't do anything about that for turning out, right? Just bear it down, just lightly. There you go. Good enough. Okay, so we've put the float with the needle on there. There's the needle on there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's the needle. So we're just going to put it in there, line it up. And then put the pin through, right? Here's the pin. Rocket science, right? Rocket science. Oh shoot, there you go. There's the pin. Float bowl pin. There you go. And now it goes up and down. It's no longer jammed. So now we'll just put on the the orientation of this, I don't think it really matters, but we're going to put this like so that we can kind of get to the screw. If we want to drain it, we can drain it. And put it off to the side, like that. Then we're going to put, ooh, where's the main? Here it is. Here it is. Okay, now we're going to assemble everything. We're going to tighten it up. Okay, we're going to assemble everything back onto the unit. We're going to drain the original gas that's in it, and we're going to put in some fresh gas. We're going to see if it works. It should work. I'm pretty confident with this. Okay, we're just draining out the existing gasoline, and we're going to put in quotation marks, fresh gasoline. Premix. And it says 50 to 1, so we have gasoline with premium gas and 50 to 1 mix for oil with good synthetic 2-stroke oil. Okay, I've never seen this in my life. I've never seen this. So you don't need a mechanical engineering degree in fluid dynamics or whatever, mechanical engineering degree, which you're going to learn fluid dynamics to understand that if you put a cup so with no holes in it. This cup has no holes in it. So if you put a cup so, you can't put gasoline in there. And just underneath there, there's the screen with all the little holes. So you think I'm going to leave this in there for Buddy? I'm not leaving in this there. This is your measuring cup for your oil. If you don't know how to measure and mix your oil and you need something in there to screw you up when you pour gasoline in there when you need it in the middle of the night because you're cold and you want electricity so you can run a little heater or something like that. Like, come on. Are you joking me? Are you joking me? This is gone. Throw this in the garbage. Wow. Incredible. So, yeah. So anyways, we drain the gas. We're going to put in fresh gas. We're going to put in the carburetor. And we're going to... Oh, we just have to connect the wires there that we just disconnected. There's an on-off switch and then there's a circuit breaker. No big deal. Okay, so studs are in place. Carburetor is in place. The linkage is in place. The two wires here for on-off is going to be just plugged in, and it's very taut there. And also here for circuit breaker. Okay, so those have to go into circuit breaker. And yeah, and then we'll bolt everything together. Put fresh gas in there and fire it up. All right, we're just putting in some gasoline now. And if gasoline's, we're going to fill it up. This is a premix. Because gasoline is so expensive nowadays, we're not going to give the guy too much of it for free, right? We're on the cheap. Okay, so this is the first moment of truth. We're going to turn on the fuel and see if it starts leaking. Because if it starts leaking, the needle and seat's not working, right? And float as well, right? Float bowl. So let's see. Fuel on. And guess what? No leaky. Very good. So what we're gonna do here, choke on. On is one, right? We're good. Choke on, all right. Okay, so let's see. Well, we can start it from here. Oh, we want to plug something in. So what are we gonna plug in? Let's take one of the shop lamps here. And where can we pull it from? Oh, well, this is not gonna reach. Let's see what I can do here. We need a light, right, to prove that it's working. My God, what do we got here in the shop? Okay, let me hook up the stuff. Okay, so no joke, this is gonna be the first pull. Choke on. Let's see. Okay, choke off. There you go. Works. Light. Okay, albeit LED light. Let's see if it shuts on. Yeah, there you go. Oh, sorry. Choke off is this way. There you go. Works. Okay, that setting, you got approximately 4 amps times it by 120 volts roughly. On that setting you got 7.5 amps. Overloading it, so you can just basically take the number 1 setting. 4 times, that's 400. Well, that's about 500 watts right there. So, all right, thanks for watching Engineering on the Cheap. This was just a simple fix of a gasoline generator. All right, made in China, 50-to-1, 2-stroke. And what cleaned it, what helped it was this WD-40 and brake cleaner, used as carburetor cleaner, but we use this as to clean the carburetor, but it's brake cleaner. And we had a cola as well in the shooting of this film. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, ring the bell.